Why never stop learning new languages, words, hanging out with people that have bigger vocabulary, oh, vocabulary than you. And I just like rolled my tongue. Trust me, I'm Irena. My name is Irena. I'm a coach. I've been studying psychology, human brain, human behavior, spirituality for like a decade and more. And on this channel, I love talking about how to make your life happier, how to release some of those programming, as I call it, from the past, the programming we learned from our parents, from our grandparents, our schools, teachers, countries, how to live a happier life and stop dragging around those traits of being perfectionist, having to be perfect, having to be right all the time, trying to pick a fight, carrying the guilt and shame, and always trying to do better because you don't deserve. You think you don't deserve, you're not worthy if you don't try, push extra harder. Today, as I said, we'll be talking about languages. And as you may hear, my first language is not English, it's Serbian. And at school, when I was really young, I was so bad. I just couldn't understand the grammar at all. Like, not Serbian, not English. I was failing badly, but I could speak languages easily. And how did that just open my brain, raise my consciousness, brought me to another level, brought me closer to people who think different, people who are successful in what success means these days. The people that will not be easily approachable. Most of the people would be scared of them. But how did learning new languages actually help me expand my viewpoint, the way of thinking, and continue to do so? I only know 2.5 languages, but I study deeply philosophy, psychology, and spirituality, and everything that I studied lately brings me back to one point. The trait that nobody talks about, the skill, the trait that nobody talks about. Everybody is asking, what does it make a successful person very successful? There's few different things, and everybody is special in their own way. We all have different skill set. We are all better at some things than other, and we need upskilling the other parts of our life. But languages helps you understand the world much deeper. If you know 2 languages, you would understand the world much deeper than if you've been just knowing one of them. What do I mean? If you do not speak any other language fluently, every language is different. In between languages, there's not always the direct translation. What do I mean by this? Some words may exist in one language and may not exist in different one. Some concepts may exist in one language, may not exist in different ones. And today I especially wanted to talk to you about 2 concepts that one exists in my mother's tongue, Serbian, and it doesn't exist in English, or vice versa. So the first one, the biggest one, let's start with that, is the concept of time. And trust me, I'm not the best in grammar. I was failing. My younger self, my young teenage self, was failing in grammar. I just couldn't get it. My brain just couldn't get it. My brain does not work like that. And we know that different brains, we would be better at some things than another, all of us. Some people are better with numbers, some people are better at words, some people are better at understanding deeper concepts. But if you do want to understand deeper concepts, if you want to live life a little bit differently than what you grew up in, learning a new language and speaking it can change your life forever. So I struggled, as I said, in understanding what time is. And well, not time, but tenses. So I grew up learning Serbian, and in Serbian our grammar is, our spelling is easier, our pronunciation is easier, but we have, how do you say it? We have genders for the words, which does not exist in English language. And this is actually, I did not realize this until maybe like 2 months ago, when my friend, that she was growing up in Ireland, where I live at the moment, and she is living in France. She's trying to learn French to be a native speaker, and she said that the hardest thing for her to understand is the gender on the words, where in English language there's no genders at all, no genders. So in some languages, such as Middle Eastern, I don't know Arabic, but I learned from other people that there is more genders, there's more feminine and masculine words. Same in Serbian. There is feminine, there's masculine, and there's neutral. So growing up with those concepts, those differentiations between, okay, not everything is this one gender, there's feminine, there's masculine. We all have both of the energy within us. So learning the concept later in life of feminine and masculine energy just clicked with me easier than it may do with native English speaker. The other concept of time. I'll try to make this video as short as possible, because sometimes I just love talking. I love expressing my words. It helps me realize things inside of my own head. So concept of time. In English, there's so many tenses. Oh my God. Past tense, present tense, future tense, future perfect tense, something like that. I still don't get it. I can speak it most of the times, as you hear. But that concept of time, I could not, when I was learning English, it does not make sense to me. When I was young adult, I was failing the grammar. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was sitting at the book trying to learn all of those tenses, trying to figure out time. Well, if you ever read any spiritual book, like the Power of Now, which I'm reading now, it's an amazing book. And I'm doing some course. I was literally just being nerd here. If you read any metaphysical, spiritual books, you will learn that the concept of time is man-made concept. The time functions different in space, in outside the planet, but on planet we human came up with the concept of time. Not as human, the ego came up with the concept of time, which is part of us, but everything in this world today works around the time. Oh, I will be happy when I get this in the future, or why did I say that yesterday to my manager? If I said it the other way, this way, and then you play out the way you should said it, you start eating it yourself, and then you find yourself up at 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning, just thinking, and just you went so deep, so bad, and you're just like, I cannot live like this. How do I be normal? This is what concept of time means. Trying to understand it with your brain. The ego made it. The brain loves time. The ego loves time. And you can only be happy now in this moment. And I'm tapping into something deeper, some deeper conversation deeper philosophy, deeper way of thinking. But if you do have perfectionist living inside of you, if you do have that wound of I have to prove somebody, or I have to do better, something better next time, it eats on you. It eats on you if you live in the future trying to manage all possible outcomes which never come to you, or in the past dreading, hating, being angry, not learning to let go. It eats at you and you know it. So learning different languages, as young me was trying to, truly I was struggling to understand why there is tenses, like the past tense, present, future perfect tense. What kind of future is perfect? To start with that. Having a look at that, knowing what I know now, that the time is man-made concept, I just sat here, I was laughing at myself. I was like, it's not weird to me that it was hard for me to learn these concepts, because they don't make sense. They're man-made, and all of the languages are made by people, by men. But knowing different languages opens a new door to looking at the world from the different perspective. Helps you understand different concepts. How does this word exist in one language and not in the other? How does this tense exist in one language but does not exist the other? How do words have gender in one language but do not have in the other? And it's not it's not meaning is it right or wrong. It just is. Languages just is, and they are fluent. They change with people. They change with centuries that pass by, with people's consciousness. But one thing is for sure, that if you are lacking the motivation of continuing to learn the language, this is a reminder to you that your consciousness will rise with every new word you learn, with every new concept of the language you will learn, of any new sentence or book you read. So I read mostly on English these days, mostly on English, because I live in Ireland. English books are most accessible to me. If I have a struggle understanding what some sentence says, even though I'm like I have very, very good English, like I'm C, I don't know what the grades are, ABC, like plus, business, everything, life, functioning on English. If I cannot understand something in English, I would sit and I would try to translate it on some other language that I know, on Serbian, which will help me, which will activate the right side of my brain, the creative side, and help me understand the same information deeper. Because I'll have to turn on another part of my brain to come up with the more creative way of how they understand what they actually mean. We all live in most of our time in our left hemisphere, which is just do, very structural. Some people call it very masculine, concentrated on achievements, doing. Literally, it is what today's world society is, patriarchy. concentrated on growth only, on only results, and how to make it there the fastest way, where the right part of your brain awakens your creativity, which awakens your intuition, which awakens your curiosity and deeper understanding of the world, which awakens your true self. And you need your true self, the one that have the talent but it forgot because only the one side of its brain is working. You need the both side of your brain to remember who you truly are, who you came here on this planet to be, what you're good at, what you love doing, and to live an overall more balanced, fulfilled life. And this is what we're taught in our certification to become a life coach. And I hope you enjoy this video. If you wish to work with me, I will leave my email down below. You can contact me through there, and I'll be happy to start talking to you, to open your creative side of the brain, to help you see your situation, the world in a new way, help you come up with the new solutions, the solutions who are truly grounded in who you really are. It's who you really are is still there. You're just, it's a little bit dusty. You forgot about it. You did not look truly deeper into yourself for so long, or you just struggle with perfectionism, or you cannot enjoy the things you already achieved because there is always something more in the future. There was something else I wanted to show you, but it's gone now, so I'll just trust both sides of my brain that this is what needed to be said, and I hope this video reaches however it needs to reach. If that's you, please like, subscribe, that will help me, and leave a comment. I would love to talk about more things like this, and I hope to see you soon. Have a lovely one.